Hello everyone, Mr. Fungi64 here and welcome to the 20th Let's Play on the channel, Pikmin 2. Personally, my favorite Pikmin game as of now, and it's not really close. I love this game. Also, I may sound a little different. I messed around with audio settings a bit. Let me know if this sounds good or whatnot. I just turned myself down a little bit, but it's just really neat. You can press buttons on the title screen and different things can happen. But I love this game, and uh, I've been wanting to do this for quite some time. I've played the first game on the channel, and I plan on doing all 4 main games. Maybe Hey Pikmin. No, no promises on that. But I'm gonna move on. Let's begin. Pikmin 2. I'm gonna start a new save file. Give me save file 3. That's no one ever uses the third save file. Hocotate Freight is a long-haul deep space shipping company. One day, its only employee of any merit, Captain Olimar, crashed on an uncharted planet while on an interstellar vacation. There, he was aided by an indigenous creature we called Pikmin. In the end, Captain Olimar escaped. Gotta read kind of fast for this. But in the Olimar's absence, his employer, Hocotate Freight, ran into financial difficulties. Give a bit of a recap. So that's basically what happened in Pikmin 1. We, Olimar, crash landed, had to rebuild our ship, and are making it back home. Captain Olimar, that's him. That's us. Planet Hocotate. I know some official media says Hakotate, but I refuse. Come on, Hocotate Freight just rolls off the tongue. President of Hocotate Freight and local employee Louis. Hocotate Freight just doesn't roll as well, you know? Olimar, I'm so glad you're safe. Yes, very glad. Quite glad, but sadly I have an announcement. This is not so glad. Our company is going under. Yes, we're finished. On this first mission, Louis here met a ravenous space bunny, and the entire load of golden Pick brand carrots were eaten. I took out an enormous loan to repay the debt for this loss. I decided to sell off corporate assets to repay the loan. Yep, all our work from the last game sold off. But the only asset we had to sell was your ship, the SS Dolphin. For the rest of our loan, we have no means to repay it. Olimar? What is that? What's that? You brought back that souvenir for your kid? Treasure, 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 money, money, money. Initiating valuation of recovered treasure. This artifact is worth 100 Pokos. This thing is worth 100 Pokos. That's more than a year's salary. I don't know if that was the president or the ship talking. What? There's more of that? Is there more of that on the planet that can repay our debt? Louis, you dolt! Look alive! You must depart immediately with Captain Olimar! President just gets blown away by the rocket. Back we go. Man. If that isn't corporate, I don't know what is. Just got home safe after almost losing our lives, and we're immediately have to bail out our company who's fallen on hard times. Back we go to the Valley of Repose. We already lost Louis. Oh, that was close. I have averted the crash landing. Running diagnostics. Alert! Danger! Louis is missing. He must have somehow fallen out of his cockpit. He is not responding via his communicator. He is either flouting protocol or in danger. Alamar, you must find Louis before he freezes to death in the cold of this planet. Wait a moment. Look. What a freeze frame that one is in. Could these be Pikmin? They look like they are about to be devoured as we speak. Help them. Use left stick to put the cursor near the Pikmin. Press B to call them with your whistle. You can also hold B to make the sound of your whistle carry further, remember? Oh, I remember. Come here, troops. It's time again. The Pikmin ran to your side. They seem to remember you, Captain Alamar. How fascinating. Give them instructions and do not delay. Yeah, we get it. Hold A, we can pick up a Pikmin and throw a Pikmin. They'll go pretty much to the cursor. That enemy right there is a dwarf bullbear. Or not bullbear, god. Bullborb. We'll get the bullbears later. And they're not too much of a threat. Attention, Captain Alamar. I have just re-established my communication link with Louis. It is fortunate that we managed to confirm his safety. Press Y to communicate with him. I am quite interested in the details of his condition. Unlike the first game, we can now switch between captains. Switch between Alamar and Louis at any time. Louis, allow me to assess your condition as per your safety protocols. Are you at all injured? Is that so? Then my concerns are eased. Our communication link shows you are nearby. Can you make your way to our location and rejoin us? I will navigate for you. Press plus to contact me and obtain information of the terrain, basically telling us, plus, we can get a map. So when there's Alamar is the red arrow and Louis is the blue, there's a thing there, and the ship is that white symbol right there. And this area is pretty big, but we'll worry about that later. Love the faceplant. Louis got like a toy whistle, which is fun. Louis a strange sort of character. He's very expressive, but he doesn't say much. If anything ever. Does he say anything? No, he says a few things in a few games. Louis, that odd object before you appears to be the onion mentioned in Alamar's report. The onion, as we learned last game, produces Pikmin. This one's a red onion, so it produces the red Pikmin like we saw earlier. Love that face. The seed, the onion ejected the sprout, according to Alamar's report, it can be plucked. Yep. Basically just telling us what we know from before. Now, Pikmin 2 was actually the first Pikmin game I ever played as a kid. I got it for GameCube. Although I played it on a Wii because I didn't have a GameCube, but I knew you could play GameCube games on the Wii. But I didn't have a memory card, so like anytime I wanted to play this game, I'd have to sit through this tutorial every time. So I know this beginning bit like the back of my hand, and we're not really missing out too much on the dialogue. The ship will talk throughout the game. Like this first day is going to be a lot more than usual, so don't It's not going to be that bad. Basically introducing us to the game and how it works, but we've been through the ropes before. These are pellet posies, these flowers with numbers on them. If their color matches the onion they're taken to, it'll produce, I think, 1 extra Pikmin, so a 1 pellet here will be worth 2. I don't think it's always double. I don't remember. Either way, color coordination good, but it doesn't have to be coordinated. We'll see more onions later, but right now it's just red. And they're basically telling us that right here. I'm just gonna move past that. We don't need to hear this. Although I do like the ship, even though Olimar, unlike the last game, doesn't really. Oh, hold on, I can. Whoops. Should have been more proactive here. All right, let's see. They're gonna. I bet you. Oh, never mind. They're smart. Normally, when I play this, one will break a pellet posy faster than the other, and then go help with the other, just leaving one behind. But we want to get as many red Pikmin as we can right now. That is the goal. A few more controls. You can press ZL on the Switch version here to look behind you. Right stick is camera. Down goes up. Up go on the right stick goes there. Thought you could go. Maybe we can't zoom in any further just yet. That's kind of it. Oh, X can disband the group, which could be helpful. And to talk about red Pikmin a little bit. Oh, hold on. Pause the brakes here. We got our main objective for this game. A copyright neutral battery. Perhaps this object is one of the treasures that we are searching for. The only reason we found it here is because this is where you crash landed. How fortunate. I would like to appraise it, but you must regroup with Olimar first. Can you see him? Press ZL to move the camera. But yeah, we've been over that. Press ZR. Oh, ZR zooms in. Okay. Left or right on the... Yeah. Just beat you to it, game. You can't fool me, so ZR... okay. Go in. There's the medium, and then the... I really like the far out view for strategical reasons that we'll get into later. Although close can be good, but I'll keep it at this middle distance. I feel like it looks the best. I want to throw these on the paper bag here. It needs 15 Pikmin to be flattened. Olimar, get those off that poor dwarf Bulborb. And ta-da! We're reunited. Alright, what is it now, ship? Captain Olimar, Louis, you are reunited at last. This has been a troublesome start to our trip. But now you must feel assured that your combined wits can get you through anything, correct? From now on, use B, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Stuff we've already been over. Alright, now I think the rest of the day is pretty much up to us. Oh, another thing. I don't think they might have mentioned it there, but you can hold L, then the right stick to have your Pokemon, oh my god. Pikmin swarm onto things. And based on who you're leading as, it's slightly different. It's more different than I remember. But anyway, is there anything over here on day 1? I don't think so. So for anyone who's new to Pikmin, let me explain a few things. They are plant-animal hybrid characters. These ones currently are leaf. They're in their leaf stage of development. If they're planted from after the seeds come out of the onion, if you leave them in the ground for a while, they'll bloom. I want them to dig this out. Eventually they'll become a bud and then a flower. Each stage increases their base walking speed, as well as their rate of attack. And in the first two Pikmin games, Pikmin have a chance to trip. I don't think that's a thing in Pikmin 3 and 4, but I don't remember. But flower Pikmin can still trip, but it's less likely. I feel like I missed something. I feel like I remember having more than 20 Pikmin on day one, but I guess not. Well, once we get this battery, and something that anyone who's played the originals would know, in the original Pikmin 2, this game was full of ad placement. This was originally a Duracell D battery. I believe it was a D battery. It might have been a C battery, but that also puts in the scale how small we are. I mean, we're like not even, we're like what? Maybe just under a fourth, or about a fourth the size of a D battery. Pikmin's small, but that's part of its charm. I love Pikmin. I love this game. I've got so many stories to tell about various things. I've 100%ed this game so many times. Pikmin 2 is definitely one that I feel like you either love or you hate. For reasons we'll get into later. I love it. But yeah, also whenever we collect the treasure, we can see this. The ship will give it a name and a value. It's the Courage Reactor. It's worth 280 Pokos, which is their currency. We need to make up 10,000 to clear our debt. First day of exploration has yielded our first treasure. We will be done in record time. I took the liberty of naming it when I appraised it. The name reflects my current thinking. Leave it to me to think up catchy names for hit products. It is but one of my many talents. We shall end our first day here and report back to our president. His face will surely be joyous. However, to communicate with Hakatate, we must fly into low orbit above the planet. We will not return to the surface until morning, so as to avoid the indigenous nocturnal creatures. Yeah, nighttime is a no-go. We had as much time as possible today, but in future days, as we'll soon see, because I'll probably start another day. I mean, one episode to do a tutorial. I also don't know how long I want to make episodes of this series. Because of reasons we'll get into soon. Days can take a good while. Because a day in Pikmin, once we're let free. Because today was more so just a tutorial. Oh yeah, that last screen showed us what treasures we found. This one shows us Pikmin produced. So far we only have reds. We made 20. None of them died. Here are all the fun things we'll be exposed to throughout the journey. I'll explain those as they come up. We get mail at the end of each day, usually from the president, but occasionally we'll get something else. You found your first bit of treasure. Fine work. Our future depends on your efforts, so check your treasure hoard regularly. I'll check in often. Keep up the pace. And I will save. Thank you. And I think yeah, you know what? Let's go in for another day. This might be an extra long first day. Oh yeah, this is the map screen. We only have the Valley of Repose right now. We can go hit the left on the D-pad for the Piclopedia, where we can see we can just see the various plants and animals of the game, and we can view. Olimar has notes for every. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Every single thing in the Piclopedia, Olimar has notes for, and I believe if we get 100%, we'll get notes from Louie as well. And then if we hit right on the D-pad, we can see treasures. We can go in, just mess around. It's cool. Olimar also has entries on these, but I don't know if I'll necessarily go into all of those. Maybe I'll do a thing here or there. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But let's, without dilly-dally, let's do day 2. Because I kind of want to get out of tutorial mode so that next episode, we can kind of really sink our teeth into Pikmin. Because we're not quite out of tutorial mode yet. We have a few more things to learn about our basic gameplay loop of Pikmin 2. And we're going to get into my favorite part of Pikmin 2 soon. Good morning, workers. Ready for another day of toiling for our profit of your company? The Pikmin seem to still be asleep inside their onions. What lazy creatures. No wonder they lack survival skills. Stand beneath the onion and press A to call them out. Give me a moment. Without further ado, we're finally on day 2. We now have that sun meter at the top. Is how much of the day we have left. So now we gotta really keep. We really gotta keep on it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I lost my train of thought so hard. I'm gonna leave those planted there. I'm just gonna be a little multitask. That's about 5. About 5. I'll throw 2. I'll throw 3 over there, apparently. Maybe one of them will join the 5 pellet. Or not. I don't know. I want to go back to where we found Louie, because I think those pellet posies should have... yes, they are back. Good. Go on. Yeah, there's the thing about leaf Pikmin. Like I mentioned, they are pretty slow. Throw another one. Come on, join in. Each item has a maximum amount of stuff, or a maximum amount of Pikmin that can carry it. I should have probably mentioned this. The number on the bottom of the fraction is how much it takes to carry. And the number at the top is how many is currently carrying the object. The 2 pellet here, like if I throw a Pikmin there, they cannot join, despite the fact that there is clearly room there. It's always bothered me somewhat. I'm gonna leave you up here, little one. You get to sit. You get to sit there. We need 35 Pikmin, which we have. We want as many as possible. And mash A, and both Olimar and Louie will pluck. There's not much benefit to having 2 captains in this game, I feel. I mean, there is a bit if you play your cards right. But I mean, I don't know. Oh, got a 5er up here. Just throw a bunch. And, you know, we'll get into more multitasking stuff, but they definitely do more with the whole multiple captains thing in later games. Like, I will say, although Pikmin 3... I like Pikmin 3, and I'll talk about it more when I inevitably cover that game on the channel. But I've just never been the biggest fan. It's just so linear. I don't know. But I do like how having multiple captains actually feels like it does something. They definitely handled that a lot better than this game, granted. But with our army very much heightened, we can do that. If we aim right, yes, if you aim and hit certain smaller enemies like these dwarf bulborbs, you can kill them in 1 hit. That's an actual bulborb. I do not want to mess with that with 39 Pikmin. Here's, you know what? Speaking of multitasking, here's what I'm going to do. We can break this wall with Pikmin strength, and I'll leave Louie. Never mind, I'll leave Olimar here because I pressed the wrong button. And there'll be a little jingle that plays whenever a wall is broken, or there'll be bridges later as well. I'll wait for the spoils of war to be awarded. There we go. Nice. Now we can rejoin Olimar. So yeah, I guess there is some benefit. Just gotta go slowly, because these Pikmin are so dang slow. And I'm not gonna mess with the Bulborb. And I did see there's a crushed can there. So yeah, we're gonna be collecting treasures. That most of them were once product placement, and some still are. because there are a few items in the game that are old Nintendo products, which will be neat to see. How could Pikmin destroy such a massive wall? Louis, did Olimar instruct you to do? Yeah. More tutorial stuff. They're telling us about throwing Pikmin in a group of B. Press X to disband. Stuff I've already gone over, Ship. I'm doing your job for you. What'd they say about minus? What was minus? Oh, controls. Okay. Fair enough. Now we have an army of 53. I think we should be able to take care of this. Oh, I can't remember. Is this the game where rushing is better? I think so. Let's go! Let's go, my army! I may have been wrong. I may have been wrong. It's fine. It's fine. Beat him up! Alright, we lost a few. But we're gonna make up for it. We'll more than make up for it. I forget. Do I have to... No. We'll deal with whatever that is later. As if I didn't already know. Got ourselves a can. I don't know if this was a product before or not. I'll leave Louis here. I keep hitting the wrong button. I've been playing a lot of Xbox. For some reason... Because, you know... I'm sure you're aware, Nintendo and Xbox controllers are similar because they have A, B, X, Y buttons, but the A and the B are swapped, and the X and the Y are swapped between the two controllers. I never get A and B confused whenever I switch from playing one to the other, but I always get X and Y confused. I feel like it's because I feel like a lot of games just don't use the X and Y buttons, at least not games that I play. Yeah, that fight against the Bulborb could have went better. I always forget, I think in Pikmin 2 they nerfed swarming versus Pikmin 1, or maybe they gave Bulborbs more health, or both, I don't remember. But we still ended up with, I believe, more Pikmin than what we had before, which is pretty good. And let's make it back to good old Louis over here, watching the Pikmin do nothing. Because they don't have enough strength to lift this can. Kind of looks like it's got a face on it, doesn't it? Like, here, let me... It's got like a mustache, very shocked expression, tiny eyes. Oh, maybe that's just me. I always thought that as a kid. And it's like I said, I played this game a lot. And without a memory card, these first few days, so I'm... very familiar. And while they're doing that, well, I'll leave Olimar here. One thing I wish they added to the Switch versions, and I don't know, part of me is glad they didn't do this, but it would have just been nice. Something they added in Pikmin 3 is the Go Here feature, where you can like draw on the map a captain's path, and they'll walk that path. Just walk on their own, so you could do something with the other captains while you wait for them to get back. But while we're waiting for them to get back, let's activate this cutscene. It's a very curious hole within the ground. Interesting. Warm air is welling up from the hole in the ground before you. What could lie underground? What is wrong? You both show expression of unease. Do not fear, the leader's group of Pikmin will join you. I shall dispatch my research pod too. I will return any Pikmin outside of that group to the Onion. Approach the hole and press A to jump in. So this is our first of many caves. We will not be going in just yet. Wrong button, see what I mean? Because I want to get this can back, and then I want to get back to Louis with the full. I want all the Pikmin for this. So a nice little can. Get that 360. It's 250 milliliters. Don't know if that's the average for cans, but it's utter scrap. And despite that name, it's worth $170, or Pocos rather. That's pretty much all. That is exactly all we can do on the overworld outside of the cave. And caves are my favorite part of this game, and also the part of why Part of why this game is you either love it or you hate it. This is the Emergence Cave. At the top, it'll show those are the 4 main types of hazards we'll come across. There are none in this cave, and I'll explain them as they come up. Speaking of explaining things for anyone who's new to Pikmin, red Pikmin, distinguished by their, well, redness and their long noses, are your basic starting Pikmin that you start with in every game. I think every game. Intriguing, my heat sensors indicate that this hole's interior was warmer than on the surface. Analysis suggests danger lies ahead, but the promise of treasure is tantalizing. If you wish to check the underground terrain, press plus to communicate with me. Basically telling us we have a map for the underground as well. I am not just a ship, I am an all-purpose support pod. So now, when we're in here, our day timer is gone. We can take as long as we need in the underground. There are treasures abound in this place. But there are also plenty of creatures that you won't find, at least not as frequently on the surface. Some you will. Like these are snowy dwarf bulborbs. We got ourselves some orange. And while they're doing that, we can do a little multitasking. Don't know why I'm waiting. Fight! Uh-oh, that's bad. There's a cutscene. I mean, they won't die in the cutscene, but it makes me concerned. Got ourselves a nice citrus lump. I already know the name before you show it. I don't know that for every treasure in this game. I'm not that insane. But I know a lot of them. I feel like it'd be kind of fun to guess before it comes up. See how well I remember this game. There's also a bottle cap for spicy ginger ale. I think there are various bottle caps we'll see in the game. Treasures kind of come in collections of like similar types of things. I think that was a 7-Up bottle cap in the original. I don't remember. Imagine if I'm right. That'd kind of be crazy. We could also bring back corpses, as we'll soon see. However, instead of producing more Pikmin, our ship will kind of get a little angry. How can you possibly consider this beast a treasure? Beasts are incompatible with my circuitry. I suppose I will store your finds in my hold. But I do not think beasts will be worth much. In fact, they won't, but hey, every penny counts. That's what I say. Or should I say every nickel counts, since we don't use the penny anymore here in the States. Quenching emblem. Yep. Nice. You hear that sound effect? If you caught that, like, that powering down sound effect, that's actually something... That's actually the sound of an item we don't have yet. But when you hear that, you know there's no more treasure on the floor. And this is a 100% playthrough, so I will be trying to get as much treasure as possible. But basically, the ship's going through telling us, hey, there's another layer down we can go. Giving us a rundown of the controls. And a neat thing about in caves, now we only have 42 Pikmin with us, and there's the rest down there. The Pikmin will follow us if we're in a cave, unless they've been buried in the ground. There are a few enemies that can do that. We'll get to those as time comes. But you do not need your full group of Pikmin. I could have disbanded right there and entered with nothing, and all the Pikmin would still join me. Now caves, another thing about caves, they are semi-procedurally generated. The types of enemies and the amount of floors, as you can see, this is the final floor, and what treasures are the same. It's just the location of the enemies and the treasures and the exit to each floor is what's different between... Literally every time you reset the game in the same save file. So if you don't like a generation, and there are a few glitches that I don't think they fixed in this version, where you can kind of get soft locked, where the exit will kind of spawn out of bounds, so you can just reset And the game saves after each floor, so you'll just go back to the floor you just reached, which is nice. It's inconceivable that such an immense object has been buried here for so long. The design on the outer shell resembles the surface of the planet as seen from space. Perhaps this can be used for something other than salvage. But how will we ever lift it? I fear that even 100 red Pikmin will be unable to lift it. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. You can only have 100 Pikmin on the field at one time. We have 62, and sure enough, it takes 101. So how on earth are we gonna lift it? Ah, shucks. If only there were some cool new mechanic. And I thought it'd be a lot sooner. Well, we got ourselves a grouping here. I mean, these guys aren't that bad. As long as you play your cards right, we're not losing to a dwarf Bulborb anytime soon. Now, in later dungeons, when things get, or later caves, I mean, they might as well be dungeons. Let's be honest here. When things get, because this game will get hectic, and that is why I love it, because it adds to the strategy. Astounding, a flower blooming in this cave deep beneath the snowy landscape. Certainly it is warmer down here than above. Look, the Pikmin are restless. They look as if they yearn to be tossed into a flower. These are these are candy pop buds. However, normally you throw them in and Pikmin will become a different color based on the flower. But purple was not a color in the first game. But it is in the second game. Meet the most broken... Behold! Hold on. Oh, only 5 at a time, by the way. Behold, the most broken thing in this entire game. Purple Pikmin. And now that we've seen 2 types, I can go into, what makes different types of Pikmin matter. Amazing, a purple Pikmin, it has hair, and is quite stocky. It seems very heavy and strong. This kind of Pikmin was not mentioned in your report, Alamar. It must be an entirely new type. Transforming Pikmin by tossing them into flowers. Intriguing. Perhaps there are others. Indeed there will be, ship. So, red Pikmin, compared to your average, okay, how do I explain this? There are, in Pikmin 2, 5 types of Pikmin. Technically 6, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Most of the Pikmin types have a flat 1 times damage multiplier when dealing damage. Red Pikmin do 1.5 times as much. And they are immune to fire, which is a hazard we will see later on. Although how they handled fire in Pikmin 2 kind of makes it a little negligible. Purple Pikmin, on the other hand, as you can see here, are quite strong. Not only do they count as I believe, 3 times damage multiplier when they attack, they can lift, 1 purple Pikmin can lift the same amount as 10 of any other kind. It's like 10 red Pikmin equal 1 purple Pikmin in lifting capacity. However, downside, they're not immune to anything, and I should be on the move while they're doing this, and they are the slowest of any type of Pikmin that has ever existed. So yeah, they may be strong, and they have another combat property that we'll see soon enough. Spherical Atlas. There is a device resembling a microchip embedded inside this sphere. Retrieving data. Error. I could only decode a portion of the data, but I did retrieve new geographical charts. I will put this data into my planetary's database and name it the Sphere Chart. Press plus to contact me and go to the exploration kit on the radar screen by pressing left on the D-pad. Now that we have this new data, you should explore the decoded territory tomorrow. So every once in a while, we'll find a special treasure that will provide a new... basically, this list here, there's the sphere chart, will provide little upgrades and new stuff for our kit. The sphere chart, as the ship mentioned, will allow us to go to a new location tomorrow. And now we have a geyser. Basically, the geysers, and I'll just explain it better than the ship can. The geysers are your exit to a cave. If you ever want to leave the cave, or you're at the end of a cave, this is the end. This is the end goal. It'll take you straight out. In some longer caves we'll see later, they'll have geysers like halfway through in case you've like had heavy losses, you can leave and regroup and come back. And now we get to keep our purple Pikmin, and much like the holes we go down, we don't need the Pikmin actually with us. And a cave complete, that when that shows up, it shows you got every treasure. Collecting the bodies of the enemies does not count towards 100%, but it does help with your money total, ever so slightly. We made 22 Pokos just from enemies alone. It's not great, but it's not bad. Every bit counts. You get a little rundown. It's nice. And then once you are spit back out of a cave, you'll go back to the launch area of each location. But yeah. What's the ship god tell us? You have successfully returned to the planet's surface. Excellent decision making, gentlemen. We must celebrate your first oh my god. Error. We must celebrate your first successful spelunking expedition. You've gathered a large amount of data that needs in-depth analysis. I shall send a report back to the President tonight detailing your progress. Alamar and Louis, since you will explore a new area tomorrow, today's work is done. What? You still want to work? Unacceptable. You may not realize it, but you are exhausted. You should take a much-needed rest, as you have all the time you need to collect treasure. Haste makes waste, so take it slow and steady. So yeah, unlike the first game where you had 30 days to fix your ship and escape the planet before your life systems failed, we have an infinite amount of days to collect debt. These must be the kindest debt collectors ever to have no deadline. Just notice Louis' helmet peeks out, clips out of the ship there. Huh. Never noticed that before, and all the hours I've sunk into this game, I've never once noticed that. Huh. I wonder if that's just because like this is more of a port than a remake. Anyway, but I mean, with just 2 days, we've almost made 1/10 of the debt back. So we're making great time. We've gone up, although we have lost 8 Pikmin to battle, but yeah, that number. Trust me when I say that number's only going to get bigger. Baby steps first, Olimar. Plan well, and don't worry about me. Our debt is with happy Hocotate savings and loan, after all. Besides, there's nothing left to repossess, so ha! I like the president. He's got so much character. But anyway, I think I'm gonna end that there. A nice 45-minute video. Trust me, they're not all gonna be this long. I mean, unless you want them to be that long, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know how I'm gonna quantify this, but one last thing to explain before I round it off. Whenever you're at an area, the question marks are caves you haven't been to yet, and you can see if you're missing anything there. So we know there are 2 other caves at the Valley of Repose, but we cannot reach either of them, nor would we want to. We're not coming back to the Valley of Repose for a long time. So next time on Pikmin 2, we'll be heading to the Awakening Woods. Or Awakening Wood. Huh, I always thought it was Awakening Woods, but whatever. And seeing what we can find. But until then, remember, stay positive, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.